Bravo 6. Going dark.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some Rainbow Six Siege. It is me, Zeus, bringing you guys a strat for Nighthaven Labs, and we are just going to get straight into it. The first operator you're going to bring is going to be Osa. You are going to have the diffuser and smoke grenades. You're going to spawn Parkside, and you're just going to push up this staircase and make your way to this doorway right here. Now, once you get to this door, you're going to pop it open, and you're going to use your shield to clear top of main stairs. You'll clear out this single office here. You'll push all the way through this hall and clear out lounge. Once you've cleared out the lounge area, you're going to push through into electrical, or generator as some of you may have it known. And you're going to set an OSA shield right in this doorway. This doorway is going to be important because somebody's going to be playing this shield to hold the head holes and server door, I suppose. Now, while that's all taking place, you're going to have a hard breacher who's going to be breaching this wall right here. Obviously, OSA has no method of breaching walls, so bear with me here. I'm just going to vault this shield and set the shield where it needs to be. Now, you'll notice I mess up the placement a few times. I try to just walk against the wall until this lump here kind of naturally pushes me forward. And then once that happens, I take a couple of steps to my right. I try to line my knuckles up so that they are at like the corner of that drone hole in the bottom left. And basically this will give you a little bit of a crack from the breach out to a connector door. You're going to have a hard breacher, whoever breaches this, holding that. And then you're going to just go ahead and plant. You can smoke off the doors if you want. It's not terribly necessary, but it's there if you want it. Now, after that happens, whoever was holding this before is going to back off, and Osa is going to hold the shield and the diffuser herself. Now, Monte is going to be next if Osa's banned. I'm going to be bringing hard breach charges to kind of showcase where the hole will be, but you're supposed to bring smoke grenades, just know that. Obviously, the person going electrical, Monte will clear that, and they're just going to kind of sit off to the side, but still in electrical. What's going to then happen is Monte's just going to push through. I'm going to throw a drone here, but that's where you're going to throw a smoke. This is necessary as Monte because there's no shield right there for someone to hold. After you plant the diffuser, as Monte, you'll just walk back through the hole, and then you'll extend your shield out. And I don't know really where to stand, but I kind of just wiggle around here, try to just get a feel for the hole, and you basically want to just leave enough room so that on your left side, someone will have an angle to the diffuser, and on your right side, someone will have an angle to connector. The next operator you're going to be bringing, though, is going to be for flank watch. It's going to be 0. You can bring hard breaches or claymores, it doesn't matter. We're more worried about your primary gadget. Now, after this door is open, you're going to walk in as 0. You're going to look at the ceiling here, and there's a couple of lines you'll notice, like cracks in the ceiling. You look where these two cracks connect, put a cam there, and then you also will put a cam on that light right there. You put 2 of them in case one gets noticed and destroyed. This first one, the second one is by far the safer one. It can't see much of the hallway, but it is never going to get shot or seen. This cam, however, is a little bit riskier, but can see more of the hallway on the right side there. The reason you put it is so that people can just ping and pre-fire. If somebody's outside and manually holding your guys' flank, there is a 0% chance you guys get flanked. And or they lose that gunfight. Now, obviously, this is all going to get all set up while you're getting those set up, and you are going to be the person in electrical. Now, if it's a Monte and you don't have a shield, wait until you hear the smoke go off that he's going to throw for connector, and then you're going to peek server door right here. Once the plant starts going down, or is done going down, shoot a 0 cam in that corner and this corner here. Now, the reason you shoot these is so that you don't have to hold the doorway specifically. The OSA shield provides some protection usually, so this will just allow you to do basically the same thing that you would have normally done for flank watch, right? There's sometimes head holes there, and the second cam is more just for intel for the diffuser. Your alternative pick is going to be Gridlock. Now, this is if 0's banned for some reason. You'll want to look where the light gray tiles become dark gray, and throw a track stinger right there. You look at the end of this pillar here where it meets a plant that I accidentally destroyed opening the door. But that is going to give you your best overall coverage, except for this area right here. Okay, sorry, I messed up where I threw them a little bit, but if you'll forgive the joke. Basically, this will keep anybody from breaching this wall here if they come up on the flank. That's a common thing that happens. They just have way too many track stingers to go through if they want to go and complete the flank without making all of the noise in the known universe. So your flank is very secure with a gridlock. Now, you're going to be in electrical again, and basically you can bring smokes as gridlock, or you can bring EMPs, it doesn't matter. You can smoke everything off if you feel like it, or do nothing. But with your track stingers, you're going to want to throw one on the far side of the pillar, and you'll actually throw one on the close side as well. This will just make it a lot more awkward for the enemy team to push up and really make any, significant action. In the meantime, you can just throw a drone and watch for the doorway and the head hole peaks. This will do exactly the same thing that the zero cam did for you. It'll basically just keep you safe until you need to do some peeking. The next operator you're going to be bringing is Ace or Thermite. I'm not going to show you Thermite's part because it's identical to Ace's part, but Ace can actually have a two-way entry here. So the first way is like normal. Osa pushes first, and you basically just follow in behind them and clear whatever they don't get. Now, if they're holding this room here is where the second way will come in. So if this wall is soft, you can breach it, but if it's hard, which if they're holding this room, it more likely will be, you'll look at this blue line that goes across here and try to center your Selma charge with it. You can see I actually threw it a little bit low. You want it to touch that line in the wood, but not go too far past it. This will make it vaultable, and it'll allow you a good line of sight into electrical if they're holding it, and if you peek from the other side to the couch. Now, I was going to vault over and look at it, but it doesn't matter. The reason you want it vaultable, though, is so you have more cover. You're not just forced to walk through it, and you're also not forced to, you don't have enough, right? You're not forced to crouch. Now, after you guys have gotten control of electrical, got your OSA shield or your operator set up there, you'll look at these lines and actually just put your Selma right between those bottom two lines, and this should perfectly line up your breach so that it's crouchable. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but these lines in this map are very, very helpful with lining stuff up, and you'll see that later with the next operator. But anyway, you'll walk in, get your plant, and while Osa is planting, you're going to be behind her shield over here, sitting holding this. If it's a Monte, you'll still be exactly here, holding this, just making audio cover, doing whatever you can to keep them off electrical doorway. You can pre-fire through it and just make noise, but as soon as the plant goes down, Osa's going to get back on her shield, and if it's a Monte, you stay there. If it's an Osa, however, you're going to go all the way back to this door and hop on flank cams. Obviously, this would be the zero cams, but if there's a gridlock, you can also just stay back. Kind of branches, just vary it based off who you have. If you have a gridlock, obviously you don't have to come watch the flank. If you guys have a zero, you obviously need somebody to come watch the flank. If you have a zero and a Monte, you've done something wrong, but that's basically how you'll cover flank watch. Now, the next person is actually not going to be spawning Park, but instead Helipad, and it's going to be Buck. Now, with Buck, you can bring either hard breaches or stuns, doesn't matter, but I'm actually going to take this part of the video to show you guys a bonus trip. I want to say trick and tip at the same time. But also, while I'm here, I'd like to ask if you guys are enjoying the video to like and subscribe. This is kind of stuff that I do, and it helps out a ton. So what you'll do, though, for the bonus tip is line yourself up with this beam and push forward to this yellow line. I'll show you here in a second. From first person, it should feel like you're stepping on that line, but you're going to notice in third person, you're off to the side. When you look at the clouds, there's going to be this cloud that looks like a fish hook and a cloud that looks like a euro sign. I like to look right in the gap at the top of the euro sign, and then right between that like fish hook. Now, if you throw a drone and you hop on it, don't move it at all. It will land in this window. They actually cannot shoot it from the inside. And you're going to notice you can red scan them here. And it is a very, very annoying drone. Just don't push it too close to the glass or else it will phase through. Now, as Buck, it doesn't really matter where you enter from, but you're going to be coming downstairs into Games Room. Once you get here, you're going to look at this diagonal line where it meets that vertical line. And this is where your wall is that you're breaching. This will get any bandit charges off the wall, any mutes, anything like that. Good line of sight. More vertical to make is going to be right where these two lines also intersect, because there's sometimes going to be people who will sit in this corner. The bomb site is actually, if you'll notice, right off to the right. Some people like to just hold really close on electrical right there. This will give you some good vertical control. Now, I actually screwed this up. I couldn't remember how I found this before. I did some testing before I made this recording. But you're actually going to want to make your buck holes right perfectly between those two lights and on the left side line. So you see how there's this line I'm following now? It'll actually be the one on the left and right between these two lights. I couldn't remember that for the life of me, but that is where the diffuser is going to be going down, right? That I just opened just before this. Now I think I'm just digging all this. Oh, right, yeah, I'm just trying to open this all up to show you guys this is the pillar. And if that's the bomb, which means electrical is that way, that means the diffuser is going down right there. Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't remember what I was doing. But if for some reason Buck is banned, your alternative is going to be Ash. Now with Ash, you obviously don't have as much vertical play to do, and when you're getting the stuff off the wall, don't go too close, because you might accidentally make an angle underneath that if you die, people will be able to see really well from below. So you'll just want to get that one there, and you'll hold on to this until they're on the diffuser, and you will put your second Ash charge directly underneath it, and basically just hold it. Now, some extra stuff you want to be cautious of, as either Buck or Ash, you are a big junction point for any flankers. The main staircase is over in this direction. Well, I think I throw a drone and show you guys, but the main staircase that you have gridlocked or zeroed off is actually in this direction. Now, let's say that somebody wanted to flank you guys and they were coming from water stairs. Well, they have to come through this hallway and right in front of you. Let's say they come through warehouse and they drop. Well, if they come through that hallway, they also have to come through you, or they can come through stockroom, aka through you. If they're all the way in the basement, they have to come up this staircase and through kitchen, which they'll pass you at some point, or they can come from the ones next to warehouse and right in front of you next to water stairs. Be very vigilant. You will get flanked and it will screw you over. This has happened a couple of times. Those were all the operators you absolutely need, but as some bonus operators, if you happen to have a 5 stack, I prefer to choose Nokk with hard breach charges, which is kind of a hot take considering she's one of very few operators with frags. You are also going to spawn helipads, and you're going to go all the way down to tank and open this wall here. You're going to follow exactly the route that I take, because otherwise you're going to get lost. I know this map is still kind of new, and a lot of people don't know the layout. So just follow exactly the route I take. You should be just fine. Once you get to the top of this staircase on my left here, you might want to activate your Nokk ability. Just kind of judge the situation. If you guys hear some footsteps, be quiet. But you're going to push all the way up to this doorway, and this is going to be where a hard commit's going to come in. You can set up the drone that I showed you earlier with Buck to get this done a lot easier, but you're going to push all the way up to connector door here, and you're going to kill anybody who could be on a shield or anybody rotating or whatnot. Oftentimes there's going to be head holes in both that wall and this wall here, so you can actually use their head holes if they have them set up after killing the guy in connector against them. You can peek anybody there and actually hold a really long angle to the diffuser. The last operators you can pick are Dokki, Lion, Finka, or Maverick. Now with Dokki, Lion, and Finka, you're going to do the exact same thing with all of them, and you're going to do something a little special with Maverick. So if you're playing Dokki, Lion, or Finka, just open this door right here, and then just hang out exactly right here. The wall to your right's reinforced, you're just hanging out until you hear the diffuser start going down. Once that happens, use the chaos of that happening to push all the way up to here, use those head holes against them, or just push into connector and clear connector out. Now, the only reason I say Maverick, and his job's a little bit different, is you're actually going to be able to go outside and rappel up right here, and just make yourself a little, like a little slot, a little peek hole. Now, I couldn't tell if where I was standing was going to be causing me to get shocked, so if you're worried about that, or if it's not muted, and instead it's like actually bandited, you can actually just flip upside down and have basically the exact same angle, and it's very effective at keeping people out of connector, excuse me. And of course, it wouldn't be a strat of mine without a counter. Now, the best counter that I found, and you can see I'm actually on round 3 because it took some finding, is Solis. Kind of an unexpected, kind of a weird pick, but she has one of the most disgusting angles I've ever seen on any bomb site ever. So the plant's going to be going down right here. So what you can do with her is follow this exact route, because again, I don't want anybody getting lost. You're going to go down water stairs, and you're actually going to go all the way into the basement. This is where Nokk would sometimes show up, but remember, she's one of the only unnecessary operators. If you pick one of the other 4 that I suggested, there's a good chance you won't even be down here. So you're going to stand between these 2 boxes here, or these 2 desks. You'll see the diffuser going down right about there. I'm going to shoot a hole here, and you're going to notice this goes through games room floor and then through the floor of server. I throw an impact just to kind of show you what kind of an angle we're working with here. Now, just looking at this, there's a 0% chance that anybody, even up here, would know that you're down there. You probably wouldn't even hear the shots, especially if you had a suppressor. So you definitely are going to get the person defusing, and it is just a foul angle, and honestly the only counter I've found. But that's gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys get any dubs with this, let me know in the comments. If you guys have any other suggestions for what map you want me to cover next, I have all sorts of strats for all sorts of maps. So without further ado, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and you guys take it easy. Peace out.